All I'm saying.
Hey guys, it's your girl Marielle. Welcome back to my channel, Friday Night Light Movie Reviews, where we do reactions and reviews to TV shows, movies, and other digital content. So today, we are coming to you with a remake of the early 90s thriller called Hellraiser. Now, like I said in my last video, we're going to be doing a lot of scary movies, new and old, psycho thrillers, new and old. So if you have any suggestions, hit me up in that comment section. So we're going to talk about the things that we like, what we didn't like, where it falls in our stars category, and what I recommend you guys giving it a watch for this spooky season. So before we jump into that, you know what I'm going to say. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Please share this video with your friends and family. And as always, don't forget to hit me up on my other digital platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. So this rendition of Hellraiser was directed by David Bruckner. The plot of this movie is a young woman must confront the sadistic and supernatural forces behind an enigmatic puzzle box that is responsible for her brother's disappearance. That's pretty much a dry plot, but you know, as we talk about this review, you'll understand what's going on in the movie. So we have the cast as this. I only named the characters that were basically in this movie throughout, and there are other actors in here, but I left them out. We have Jamie Clayton, who plays Hellraiser the priest, Odessa Azion, who plays Riley, Drew Starkey, who plays Trevor, Brandon Flynn, who plays Matt, who is Riley's brother, and Goran Visnijic, I think I'm saying it right, he plays Roland Voight. So in the introduction, right out the gate, the opening scene, we get a bit of gruesome, and we kind of get a little bit of explanation what's going on here. We see that there's a lackey that is sent out, a woman, and she does the bidding for Roland Voight. So we see the young guy who is there apparently as a sex worker, thinking, you know, whatever. This is where we are introduced to this puzzle box, and we see how it changes forms every time you figure out the puzzle. So when I say the gruesome of it all was pretty cool in the opening act of this movie, it was. We see the guy get his hand stabbed, then just like Hellraiser, the little clips, and it was super dope. The guy who played in it did amazing. I want to say, okay, so after we get the opening scene, we are left with just the regular plot, the flow of the movie. I will say it was in and out. They gave us excitement, and then it drew back, and then it pulled us back in. So the introduction to the characters, Riley, Trevor, and Matt, is your typical thing. I'm not going to go into that, but the relationship between Riley and her brother is very, I don't want to say toxic, but very intense, because Riley is she's overcoming addiction. And this is where the real plot, the real sense of this movie starts, when we see Trevor and Riley break into Roland Voight's warehouse and steal the box. Surprisingly, for someone who was drunk and high, opened up this puzzle box and didn't stab herself. But this weird, I want to say supernatural thing happened with Riley, where you see kind of like the Pentagon and blood on her chest, and it looks like her brother is taken, right? But they don't keep that momentum, and they never talk about the shit that happened to Riley with the pentagram, and the fact that they saying that she's chosen because she figured out a way not to get stabbed by the puzzle box. And every time the puzzle box takes in blood, it changes position, it changes shape and everything until you get to the last part of it, kind of like a Jumanji. Like at the end, you just scream Jumanji and everything goes back, blah, blah, blah. I will say that for the first time, the black guy in this movie, they used him as what we would normally see a woman, you know, crying, running, the normal wear, falling and kind of dragging herself. We see the young black guy. He falls, smacks his head on the floor or whatever, and he starts pushing away. And I'm like, oh man, like normally, the black guy don't be doing that. I know that they don't survive, but anyway. So that was a negative for me, where the storyline was kind of, you know what I mean? And for a scary movie like Hellraiser, I thought it would have been more interactive. I mean, yes, we do see the gruesome a lot in this movie. The costume design was amazing. The set design, the cinematography was dope. I will say that. They won up from the original Hellraiser. But, and this could be me being me. I have to say, I do remember the original, and it did the same thing to me this time around that it did the last time. It was a lot of, but with a long drawn, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? The climax of the movie, I felt, took a little bit too long. I mean, the movie is 2 hours long, and I definitely don't think it needed to be. Another positive, I know a lot of scary movies like Hellraiser, they have like really dark scenes where you almost can't even see the actors and the set and everything that's going on. That was not this in this movie, so I will give it up to them for that. When we do see how everything unfolds, and I don't want to give too much because it's a scary movie, and if you give out all the great parts, it's no use to watching it. So there's a lot of twists and turns, but I will say right out the gate, I knew Trevor was sus. And this is what happens when you don't really know a person. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I do like the moral clause of this movie. And I'm not sure if it was like this in the original Hellraiser. So the character, Roland Voigt, he's obsessed with power. He wants more power, more power, more power, which is how Trevor becomes sus and how Riley gets wrapped up into it and her trying to find her brother. So basically the moral is, like, when you have the desire so much for power over anything that you would be willing to give anything in exchange, you kind of fall into what happened to Trevor, Riley, and Roland Voigt in this movie. Innocent bystanders definitely did happen. Nora, she didn't deserve to go out the way she did. And that's not giving too much, because you know how I feel about the end. So the end, I will say, was freaking wild, guys. It was wild. Roland Voigt, just seeing what happens, how his life unfolds, and how he thought that getting someone to do his bidding was going to help him in the end. And I'm telling you, you guys, the end was wild. Overall, I think all the characters did pretty decently. I really did like that the black guy didn't die, so don't come for me. And I just think that if the characters were more developed, it was just giving us bits and pieces of what's going on with each character. I think if they would have went through it a little bit more, maybe it would have been more entertaining. So overall, I'm giving Hellraiser 3 stars. Would I recommend you guys give it a watch? If you like the original Hellraiser, I would suggest you watch this. You may like more of the makeup and the costume design and the set design. Like I said a little bit ago, I think it would definitely be worth giving it a watch. Watch it at night in the dark with popcorn, because it does have a lot of gruesome scenes. So guys, we are at the end of this video. As always, thank you for staying with me. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell when you need to know when I upload new content. As always, be safe, be courageous, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
All I'm saying